Congratulations on plugging in the microphone. Thank you. I am trying to do a double successful thing by also plugging in my webcam. I think we got it. Yes! We are live. Plug-in camera challenge impossible, Hamilton. Welcome to the first ever Jessyjplays reacts to an episode of Junior Journey. Quick word right before we begin. I hate to inform all of y'all that I seem to have ruined another episode of Junior Journey. You see, we were doing the SJC 2008 tournament a couple weeks ago. Which was just Junior Journey 2008 end of era ban list tournament. In the midst of that, there was a certain deck that started to make the rounds. And I looked at that deck, I looked at the release date schedule of Junior Journey, and I made a decision to DM RJ and inform them that there is this busted deck that they might want to head off on the next ban list. So I messaged RJ on 5/26/2022. If you haven't recorded yet, I would recommend considering a Limit to Sangan and possibly Emissary of the Afterlife. There is an Exodia Yubel deck that is currently undefeated at the end of the '08 Swiss tourney. RJ replied, "Ooh, Exodia Yubel, you might say." I should have known that this was a bad sign, but I did not know how to respond to that at the time. At the time, my very autistic ass was just like, yeah, yep, that is what I said. But fast forward to a week later, Junior Journey, the episode was delayed a little bit. I was joining RJ and a couple of their followers in a Discord hangout, and RJ mentioned that as soon as they saw that message, they decided that they're going to play Exodia Yubel in the episode. So what you're seeing right in front of you is the deck that won SJC 2008. It was probably the deck that RJ was basing their deck for today's episode off of. So we're gonna go ahead and see what updates he makes to it for 2008 versus 2007 format, because right off the bat there are a couple of differences in '08 format that make me wonder how useful Yubel will be. That being said, this deck kicked all of our asses, and I'm very interested to see if MBT is able to out it. So without further ado, let's give it a fucking try.
21, and the Earth has become uninhabitable. Every single scientist spent the past 100 years trying to decipher
Imagine thinking the Earth could make it to 2121 before becoming uninhabitable.
Nirvana High Paladin instead of solving climate change. Simply put, the complexity of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ended the world. But hope still remains. Two heroes, the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandsons of MBT and RJ, have made a startling discovery.
This is still
right
a good
when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just beginning. Before Synchros, before Goats, before Master Rule 1, there existed another rule set. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior rules. No tributes, no quick plays, one spell
there it is,
and
baby.
one trap
the rules
per turn.
that we all live
now,
by.
Using Tachyon technology, these two must contact their ancestors, convince them to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior rules, and conscript as many of their fellow Yu-Gi-Tubers as possible to start a movement to simplify the game that would eventually end the human race.
Alright, so at some point I am gonna need to get a fucking ad blocker on my browser, but for right now, grandchild came. One of them, but, I would like to question how their grandchildren came to be considering the sexuality of one of them, but hey, you know, they could have adopted.
This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior Journey.
Folks, summer is coming, and in the climate catastrophe, it is more important than ever that you are informed of what's to come before heat waves, weather events, and whatever the hell is happening in Junior Journey in 2009 comes.
This is not the deck, obviously. Okay. I was like, hold the fuck on for a second. But no, this is obviously just like a pile of cards from a couple of different strategies that have been used in 2009, meta relevant or otherwise.
I want to give you a highlight of all the really cool cards that I am going to be keeping my eye on in this year of the format. I'm going
There are
to
50 of them.
give you a rundown of what I'm taking a look at, and then I am going to show you the deck that
speed it
I
up
am
a bit.
bringing to face Joseph in this episode. First of all, Fishborg Blaster and Master Gig are the two breakout cards of 2009 so far. Fishborg is a card that anybody who was around during the TCG around this time will see and know exactly what's coming. Fish FTK is an arguably tier 0 deck, because it turns out that spamming a million monsters is great, and when you don't have to tribute summon the monster that does that, that's even better. With Fishborg...
Alright, RJ is confirmed to know that Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth exists. The format is saved.
Blaster and Dark Strike Fighter in the format. Fish can kill you out of nowhere. And then Master Gig, the surprise card of the format, is a staple monster because it is a free destruction of any monster on the field.
Yeah, it's just
Next,
Barrel
we have
Dragon,
the first
but
Wii
better.
archetype to probably contest the big bunguses. Blackwings are probably every bit as playable in Junior Journey as they were in the TCG. The key strategy in Junior Journey is the ability to break the limits on mechanics, and Blackwings are very good at doing that. They can cheat battle in the form of Kalut and Armor Master. They can get free advantage from Black Whirlwind and Blizzard at the far north.
The stunning wives and girlfriends of NBA's greatest players. Why are these
And
ads
they can just
complete
spam a
dog
bunch
shit?
of monsters onto the field at once. I expect...
I say that, but like I also get mad whenever companies sell my data to get the most specified ads possible. I guess I just want to burn society to the
that
ground.
Blackwings could take a surprise dub in some of our episodes. Next, we have a couple of other breakout cards I'm looking forward to. Endymion, the Master Magician, is the pre-form of a card that makes the Yuki Boober seethe in the Pendulum format, but this card is actually a walking Raigeki break, something certainly worth considering in the current format. Archlord Christia is normal summonable. So there's that. And then there are the Earthbound Immortals.
Would you prefer to get
Earthbound
ads
Immortals
for
are
their
cards that were
husbands because
utterly
same.
unplayable
Yeah,
in the TCG,
yeah, I
but
would
are
rather go that
nuts
route.
in Junior. They can all attack directly, and if your opponent doesn't have an Earthbound Immortal, they can't be targeted for attacks themselves. They all have crazy effects tacked on to the end of them, and they have a Harpy's Feather Duster in the form of Earthbound Whirlwind. This is a deck I fully expect to see this episode, or for us to be limiting this episode because honestly it's way too crazy. Speaking of cheating out mechanics, we have...
I'm still not sure Earthbound Immortals needs much in the way of limits. Like, I'm not, like, I don't, you know, it's chill if you limit them. They're pretty strong, but any deck that is running a large number of, like, reactive traps that can deal with any card on the field, right? Geki Break, Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast is absolutely fucking catastrophic for Earthbounds. Send their fucking field spell to the top of their deck, send the Earthbound that they spent their normal summon on to the graveyard. They can't really come back to that unless they have another Earthbound Immortal in their hand, at which point you pop it next turn.
dragons, who are uniquely capable of cheating out summons. They get Red MD.
I would love a Tetran Unlimit. I love that
Most
card.
powerful piece of dragon support arguably ever printed. This card can summon extra dragons, and it can do so without using up your normal summon, especially with Vice Dragon in the format, which combos really well with Wingbeat of Giant Dragon.
Yay! RJ used my combo!
Besides Vice Dragon, we also have Clear Vice Dragon, a powerful battle monster, and White Knight Dragon, a 3000 attack monster that can negate targets, which is insane. The X-Sabers, for similar reasons as Blackwings, could see a surprise showing in Junior Journey, especially...
It's kind of crazy how, like, we just got done with the tournament where Tyrant Dragon was, like, a tier 0 meta-stomping threat, and White Knight Dragon is just essentially better in every way. Well, I guess it doesn't have the, like, situational double attack. Better in most ways.
Since Gotham's gives these Synchro decks something to look forward to at the end of their combos that can contest big bunguses. They also have Saber Slash, which is a card that can destroy multiple cards on the field potentially. And the rest of these are largely one-offs that could find niche use in some surprise decks that would be really cool to see. I am really excited for Junior Journey 2009, and there's so much junior content out there. If you are a little sad that you're missing out on some of this stuff in our 2 episodes, I encourage you to check out some of the phenomenal content coming out of the community for 2009 Junior Journey.
Behold the power!
You're on Harpy's hunting ground! You're on Harpy's hunting ground! Okay, sure!
Of my dark signer's mark! You know, in retrospect, I should have probably asked if I could pick a different body part.
We should file a claim.
What the
Is
fuck
it?
is the timing of that ad? So first of all, I guess we're just starting off with RJ's pulls, like RJ just like having a pile of cards that are meta relevant, and then we're doing Joseph's deck, and then we're doing RJ's deck. Is that what's going on? Yeah, that does seem to be okay. I think you might be right, Hamilton. I think water might be the optimal Earthbound Immortal strat, but I guess we will see. Why Harpy's Hunting Ground? It makes the Wing Beast stronger, but I don't think that matters because every Earthbound Immortal can attack directly. I guess if the 2500 attacks directly, the Harpy's Hunting Ground changes the clock. Give me a second. Okay. This is MBT's deck. I just want to see the U-Bell for myself. We're going to skip ahead a little bit, chat. I hope you'll indulge me. We're not going to play anything, but... Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. Well, it looks like RJ may have lied to us, but... the fact that MBT asked for the U-Bell list before the episode makes me a little bit more confident that it is nonetheless gonna get hit. All right, this episode is not going to be as excruciating as I thought it might be. This is the deck that I won a tournament with. Not the exact same deck, but very, very similar. So I am excited to see this play out versus Earthbound Immortals. This is very similar to actually the Super Junior Pilled tournament that was played in this format. This is very similar to what the finals looked like. The finals was me on a deck very similar to RJ's versus Hamilton on a deck that was very similar to MBT's.
This stuff in hard.
Age of the... Well, folks, it's 2009. James Cameron's Avatar has just released in theaters, and now is the age of the Earthbound Immortals. Now, if you're unfamiliar, the Earthbound Immortals are the signature cards of the Dark Tyrant, a group of individuals who are hell-bent on taking over the world.
Welcome to the chat
I'm gonna
dead
be honest
zone.
with you, this was about the point in 5Ds where I lost interest. The Earthbound Immortals themselves are impressively powerful cards. They can't be targeted for attacks, they can attack your opponent directly, and their only downside is they need a field spell on the field in order to exist. They are balanced around the fact that you have to tribute summon it by tributing 2 monsters, and where have we heard that refrain before on Junior Journey? This makes them perfect for this format, and there's 2 of them in particular that I think are game-warpingly strong. The first is this one, Earthbound Immortal a la Pisu, the only one to see crossover play in the TCG as
My dumbass is so glad that Joseph is taking the time to pronounce all of these cards so I can, like, just internalize the fuck out of their pronunciations.
an FTK enabler. This card has 2500 attack, is a winged beast, and when it's destroyed, destroys as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible and inflicts 800 damage to them for each monster destroyed. This means even if it is removed from the field, it is trading for your opponent's existing board. After that is Earthbound Immortal Uru. This card allows you to tribute another monster to perform a brain control, which is obviously incredibly powerful, but more important than that is that it has 3000 attack, which is kind of the baseline for really powerful bosses in this format. Now, to facilitate these 2 monsters, we are playing field spells. Field spells have been available for a long time, but it's only in 2009 that they start getting really good. Gear Town, of course, has been around and is a great way to summon the 3000 attack point Ancient Gear Galgatron Dragon, but it hasn't been that oppressive in the past for a couple of reasons. Because we can only set and activate 1 spell per turn, there's not a lot you can do with this. Let's say you set Gear Town, then activate...
Yeah, Gear Town is pretty funny because since you can only activate 1 spell per turn, you have to waste it on this thing that doesn't do anything unless it's actively removed from the field. So it's so it's just like this useless continuous spell that doesn't advance the game state, and you're frequently very upset to be drawing late game.
Terraforming, well, you can't set your new field spell, nor can you activate it because...
But it's a very good combination with our Earthbound Immortal, because Earthbound Immortal wants to keep the field spell on the field, but again, completely fucking loses to Phoenix Wing Wind Blast.
As you hit both limits. In fact, there's no way around it with a Terraforming and a Gear Town, but that problem is resolved by our next monster card, Harpy Queen. There are a series of monsters that all search an associated field spell, and Harpy Queen searches the best of them, Harpy's Hunting Ground. This card gives wing beasts like Alapisu an additional 200 attack and defense, really, really good, especially when we're playing stuff like Simorgh Bird of Ancestry that then clears a Blue Eyes, and if any Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady sisters are normal or special summoned, you get to destroy a spell trap on the field. Harpy Queen, the Searcher, also calls itself Harpy Lady, so in multiples, it's even good as back row removal. We're playing 1 copy of Galvatron Dragon, because Geartown can search from hand, deck, or graveyard. 3 copies of Master Gig. The Egg Boy is back. This card is immense. It can destroy a monster on your opponent's side of the field, and in multiples, it can destroy something like 4. I imagine this card will not be living past this episode, so let's enjoy him while he's here. We've got 1 copy of Red.
Yeah, Master Gig is a little piss.
Ogre, still at 1, as is Storm Shooter. Winged Beast, by the way. 3 Dark Simor goes to 29 under Harpy's Hunting Ground, and being able to prevent your opponent from setting is...
Dead Zone, I came in 2nd place in SJC, and I credit that mainly to Phoenix Wing Windblast and Back to Square One. You are vastly underestimating how strong those cards are, especially in a format with Bell and Prime Material Dragon.
Is really strong, especially because your opponent is likely going to be using setting to out your powerful board anyway. You can also special summon this card, theoretically. There's a lot of darks in here and a lot of winds, but realistically, you're probably just normal summoning the bad boy. Simorgh Bird of Ancestry is way worse. This is the only normal, in quotes, for Wind Effigy. Here we're just using it as a big beater. It allows you to tribute summon wind monsters with 1 less wind tribute than required. Sick. We've got...
yeah, Simorgh is essentially a vanilla and actually has an effect that turns it into a vanilla while it's in the hand.
3 copies of Geartown, 3 copies of Harpy's Hunting Ground, 2 MST. I really like MST in this deck. You can pop your own Geartown.
MST is one of the strongest cards in this format.
In a sticky situation, but even if you're just sniping a single back row, it's fine. 1 Premature Burial, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy Storm, triple Bottomless Trap Hole, 3 Icarus Attack is the payoff to playing so many Winged Beasts. Normal summon a Harpy Queen, and you can use this.
Okay, this is the one thing that, like, I was not sure initially looking at this deck, whether or not you should be playing the Harpy's Hunting Ground as opposed to just like a solid water package, because you can do a legendary Ocean and White Knight Dragon and shit, but fucking Icarus Attack is actually a really good choice, especially with the Earthbound Immortals whenever they have the problem where they can leave the field so quickly whenever the field spell leaves. Your opponent activates MST or something, destroys the field spell, you chain Icarus Attack, tribute the Winged Beast that is already leaving the field, and get rid of your opponent's cards. That actually is very strong.
It's bad boy to clean up your opponent's field, 1 Call of the Haunted, and 1 Dust Tornado in the side. We've got some cards that are potentially going to be problematic after the ban list.
You do need 2 cards to hit for Icarus Attack, so it really depends on the game state at the time, but I am at least I at least see how this contests Legendary Ocean build of Earthbound Immortal.
Archlord Christia is in this format. Obviously, this card is impressively powerful, and when you can just normal summon it, it's way better. However, it really just gets run over a lot of the time in this format. Historically, you couldn't out a 2800 attack point monster without performing a special summon, but when you're allowed to normal summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a lot of the teeth are removed from this card. 3 Cyber Dragon. If RJ is on machines, we'll just board into this and make Chimera Tech Fortress.
Chimera Tech Fortress, that's the one.
3 Electric Virus if he's on Dragons, 3 Threatening Roar if he's on some big aggro strategy that pops back row, and 3 Torrential Tribute if he's swarming. So, I'm really excited to try out this Field Spell Earthbound Immortal deck, and
I appreciate the 5-card side deck.
So I won't have another opportunity to, because none of these cards are living past the episode.
For this episode, I'm bringing back the dragons. I had to be able to use Red MD and abuse the interaction between Vice Dragon and Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, one of my favorite cards in Junior Journey so far. And of course, Future Fusion, the ability to summon a 5,000 attack point Bungus, the king of all Bunguses, is in this deck. This version of Dragons
I actually totally share RJ's enthusiasm for this deck. It's very stupid, but extremely fun to play.
Bit of a modification off of a tournament-winning deck from Jet.
You know what? I'm so fucking glad RJ didn't bring you Bell to the table today.
One of our illustrious competitors from previous episodes.
Christ.
A couple of other notable inclusions are Chaos Sorcerer. With Future Fusion in the mix, this card is extremely easy to summon. Of course, Clear Vice Dragon, which can attack over literally any monster. Prime Material Dragon of Danny abusing the hell out of this card fame. You'll also notice that I have a lot of trap cards in here, including Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Because these 4 trap cards right here can be made use of.
The Phoenix Wing Wind Blast in this deck, I would love Kurez back in the format, but that card is busted. I was reminded of that in Junior Royale whenever somebody was able to just call up the Haunted Kurez. I feel like Kurez would be fine if it didn't get its effect on Special Summon, but because it does, I don't think there's any salvaging it.
During either region off of a tournament-winning deck from
Jess entirely missing her own shout-out. I guess we will go backwards.
Jessica J, one of our illustrious competitors from previous episodes. A couple of other notable inclusions are Chaos Sorcerer.
That's me! I'm on the TV! Thank you, chat, for letting me know, because you're correct. I did entirely, talk over my own shout out.
With Future Fusion in the mix, this card is extremely easy to summon. Of course, Clear Vice Dragon, which can attack over literally any monster. Prime Material Dragon of Danny abusing the hell out of this card fame. You'll also notice that I have a lot of trap cards in here, including Phoenix Wing Wind Blast.
But yeah, I am not sure about Phoenix Wing Wind. I know I just talked up Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. I don't know about it in this build, specifically. Oh, I mean, like, I guess it actually doesn't matter because you have Red MD, which means you can special summon dragons from your graveyard really easily. So some of the time, Phoenix Wing Wind Blast can definitely be a little bit of setup in that way. I think I would probably go with the Trap Hole, but then the Trap Hole does not beat Prime Material Dragon, it does not beat White Knight Dragon, it does not beat Tyrant Dragon.
Because these 4 trap cards right here can be made use of during either player's turn and arguably Torrential Tribute, trap cards are very worthwhile in your
Dead Zone, displaying his hatred for the whites.
lineup because of their versatility. Threatening Roar is another interesting inclusion. If I'm up against Fish OTK, I want to be able to win even if my opponent has a Giant Trunade or a Heavy Storm. That's the main deck. The side deck
I would not Karma Cut over Wind Blast because Wind Blast can target any card on the field. Karma Cut can only target monsters.
deck is for 4 matchups: Fish OTK, the Dragon Mirror match, Earthbound Immortals, and Stall. For the Mirror match, we have 3 copies of Electric
The, the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast is going to be good specifically against Joseph's deck, specifically against the Immortals.
Virus and Karma Cut. Karma Cut's really good at dealing with Red MD, and Electric Virus is just free monsters from your opponent's side of the field. For Fish FTK, I have Christia, of course, and Hanewada, a surprisingly important card in the matchup because of Dark Strike Fighter exactly. And of course, another Threatening Roar. For Stall, I have 3 copies of Soul Taker, a Storm Shooter, and another copy of Master Gig to get rid of opponent's stalling monsters. This Master Gig could honestly probably stand to be another Christia. Let's make that change.
RJ getting on the we're still changing decks in the midst of, like, the actual episode train with me. Oh, I accidentally paused it.
Really cool to see. I am really excited for Junior Journey 2009, and there's so much Junior
good
J,
lord,
one
just
of
a
our
hot
luck
mess
to be able
today.
to win even if my opponent has a Giant Tree. I am Smash Taker, a Storm Shooter, and another copy of Master Gig to get rid of opponent's stalling monsters. This Master Gig could honestly probably stand to be another Christia. Let's make that change. And that's the deck. I am so excited to be bringing this list against Joseph. I love dragons, and I think this deck is cracked in half and probably has the best chance of outpacing even Fish OTK. Let's get into the duels.
Well, folks, I bet you thought this series was canceled. It's not.
I did.
It wasn't. We secured funding for another year, but to do so, we do have to promote James Cameron's Avatar 2, The Way of the Water. So everyone, please go see Avatar 2, The Way of the Water in theaters soon. I think it's coming out.
Not an important environmental message? Probably. It's not just about blue aliens fucking. I'm really not sure.
Not to be
couldn't even
pretentious,
get me to
but
watch
it's
this
American cinema. I think the environmental message is like, don't litter, and we still have a problem with that.
Probably. All right, Joseph, I need you to pick right or left.
Do you have the cool scissors this time, or do we still have woefully uncool
I have
scissors?
actually smaller scissors this
They're
time.
getting smaller. It's not about the size of the scissor. It's about how you use it. All right, let me get right.
Size doesn't matter.
Okay, you chose the scissors.
What are those? Are those nose hair trimmers?
They say Revlon's Men series. It's not what I use them for, but I guess they could be. What do I want to
What
like?
the fuck
whatever,
is this
I'm
intro?
going first.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to
Ooh,
start this. Ooh, this is a pretty decent hand. Okay, all right. The hell do I start with? Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna set a background too. This is a
Damn.
Junior Journey duel.
So right off the bat, you do not start with the Earthbound Immortal here. There's a 100% RJ's back row is a reactive trap, and specifically if that's Phoenix Wing Windblast, Joseph will be fucked before he gets started.
Go.
What a cool card.
Yeah, really, you've never seen this. I have half a mind to ban this card just so we never have to see it again.
It's okay. You're not
We
going to
have
see
a
it
with
that much
spectator.
longer.
2,000 attack point
Oh,
monsters.
yep, that
I'm
is
gonna
the normal summon.
Very good Exiled Force. It's egg time,
Ooh.
baby.
That's not even
I'm-
Exiled Force. Exiled Force has to fucking leave the field.
Big.
I'm
Okay.
going to activate the effect of Master Gig to pop your Blue Eyes.
Oh, you have successfully done so.
Let's try to go to combat here.
I'll take 2,600.
And then second main, let's set a card. Back to you.
Oh,
Oh, no, indeed.
I appreciate the choice to set Harpy's hunting ground. I possibly to bait RJ into thinking that it's a gear town. I would probably just activate it so that you have your spell activation for next turn in
Oh,
case you draw
no, he
one.
says.
a draw for turn.
Yes.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I'm acting like I have like interesting plans here. I'm gonna normal summon Dark Horus. Cool. Another 3,000 attack point, dude. Let's get in over that Master Cake there.
Take 400 here.
There are just so
Set it
many
back,
3K
There we go.
dragons.
All right, stand by main. All right, I'm going to normal summon Ancient Gear Galgatron Dragon.
He's a big boy.
He is. I'm going to try and crash here.
Okay, that works for me.
All right, well,
There goes my Dark Horus.
back to you.
All right, draw for turn. Oh wow, this just continues to get more interesting. I promise there's an actual purpose to this deck.
Give me 1 second, chat. I'm getting a thing from my housemate. I have returned. So, Dead Zone, the reason that your message got flagged is that you said, I hope they hit Black Garden. And Twitch tagged the part that said hit black.
But for now, we are just going to normal summon another blue.
Oh, excellent. Perfect.
Let's go! Let's
Yeah,
go!
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
So there's a blue
I'm going to
eyes.
activate Harpy's Hunting Ground.
Fascinating.
Farewell,
Jesus Christ.
expensive fitness gear.
Joseph, I think Joseph's hand kind of further confirms my feeling that you just need to play a shitload of traps in this format. Like, look at RJ's field. There's no way those 2 cards aren't, like, very obviously reactive things, and I have no idea how Joseph, at the life point count he has, plays through this.
In response to the normal summon, I will get a nice little 2-for-1. I'm gonna activate Dust Tornado, targeting Harpy's hunting.
Yep, there it fucking is. That's the fucking problem.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one. All right. Well, that's rough. I will set a card and back to you.
Cool. Draw for turn. Main 1. Primaterial Dragon.
Cool. That's very cool.
Okay, so that's just the end of the game, right?
We'll go to battle phase. I'll attack with Prime Material.
I will call here.
Oh, right. That's what the face down
Targeting
is.
the- Yeah,
Ooh, I attacked with the wrong monster first. Yeah, I will cancel the attack and we'll go for Prime or for Blue Eyes.
Yeah, sure.
That worked out for you. Your go.
Stand by main. Well, let's go ahead and normal summon a Dark Simorg.
Fascinating. Okay.
I will attempt to crash into the Prime Material.
Alright, so Joseph finally found a trap card. That's pretty
Ooh.
good, but if RJ finds the
Ooh,
MST,
this is a
that's
tough
quite
one.
bad.
I am going to let that go through, I think.
Dosvi, still sad about no fish OTK FTK. I don't know if you saw the beginning of the episode. RJ did go through like just a list of cards and like strategies that are relevant in the format and did mention fish. That being said, in terms of like actually creating an episode for people to watch, I understand why this ended up being the matchup. And given that the last 24 hours, I was convinced that this match was going to be Ubel Exodia versus Fish FTK, I'm pretty happy about where we have ended up.
I think I will take 300.
Okay, second main. Let's set a card, and I guess I will activate Gear Town.
Oh,
Back to you.
okay. Draw for turn. That's annoyingly useless under these circumstances, but I suppose we gotta. I am going to. Oh, that's fun. I am going to set a back row.
Not
and
under
I will pass-
Simorg, you
Oh, I
won't.
won't. That's okay.
That's
That's fine.
true.
We'll be fine. That's okay.
That's
I'm
true.
not-
That is
I
how
forgot
Simorg
about Dark
works.
Simorg. I'm like, oh yeah, 2700 beater. That's a problem. I'll get over in the future. Your go.
All
See what we
right,
can do.
stand by main. Okay, so the set card is Torrential Tribute. There's no reason that you would wonder about it unless it's Torrential Tribute. I have Lethal if it's nothing. But why would you include a trap card that does nothing? Let's just go to combat here. I'm going to try and poke for 27.
We'll take 27 here. That's fine.
Okay, second main. I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, that gets me kind of somewhere. I will main phase 1. It's normal summon Master Gig.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
anything else? Do we have
Response.
priority in this?
We do not have priority.
That's really great news for me.
Okay, that is fine by me. And it is your go. This is turning out a little suspect for me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'll just go for it here.
Okay, I will threatening roar.
Ah, I see. Okay, all right.
Okay,
well,
that is the
second
threatening
name.
roar.
I will send Gear Town to the graveyard to set a card.
Incredible.
I'll
Show me the
trigger
Gadgetron.
Gear Town, which for some reason can
Okay.
summon from grave.
Yes, it can.
That is nifty that you only have to Joseph doesn't respect Storm Shooter enough, clearly. The summon from graveyard part of Gear Town is pretty
and then I will
nifty. It
use my
means you only
single
have
spell
to play
activation
one
to activate
Galvatron.
Harpy's Underground.
All right. Show me a dude with a number of attack points. Oh, that's kind of a dude with a number of attack points. That's actually not terrible here. I am going to banish a light and a dark. Oh!
Yep, that's not bad.
Mm.
You
I
gotta
will
have a
summon
normal
myself
summon to
a
deal
Chaos
with the
Sorcerer.
Simorg.
And I will declare its effect, and I think, counterintuitively, I do want to hit the Simorg here.
Oh, okay, so he has a back row that's useful.
Sure. And then I will set a back row and pass turn.
All right.
Just gotta keep on
Never.
living.
I'm gonna normal Harpy Queen.
Hysterical.
I'll trigger Hunting Ground. Targeting
Oh my god, this works.
your back row.
Oh. Oh god, I have the silliest way of dealing with this. I am going to chain Call of the Haunted, summoning Prime Material Dragon in defense position. Call of the Haunted will be destroyed by...
You cannot summon things in defense position with Call of the Haunted, but otherwise,
by
sick
Harpy's
play.
Hunting Ground. It will activate, destroying Prime Material Dragon, and I would declare Prime Material Dragon discarding Vice Dragon.
You're fucking
I think
with me.
that is how this
Absolutely
works,
not.
and if it doesn't, I'm dead.
I am almost positive it does not work that way, but I'm willing to roll with it because.
This is a very good move. I respect it a lot. Goodbye.
I do have premature burial, however.
Okay, all right, yeah, you're good.
Okay. Not the way I expected that to go, but RJ just
Alright,
didn't find enough
I'm gonna go
monsters.
second to this
Specifically, RJ never found Red MD.
time.
I gotta tell you, there's a. I was really happy that last time wasn't just Big Bungus Turbo, you know, it's 2022. And I'm happy to announce that we are just back. We are just back at Big Bungus Turbo. Nothing has changed. Nothing ever will change. We're just going to be playing Big Bungus Turbo till the cows come home.
Cheating is not best play, Hamilton. RJ cheated, and it
You
didn't
just
get
happen
him
to have
anywhere.
Big Bungus Turbo that can attack directly.
Whoa! They can't all attack directly. Just 6 of them. All right, let's set a card. Could be anything.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we'll just summon Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragon and pass.
Sure, all right. Draw for turn. Let's...
Probably ban Premature Burial. Despite what I've said about trap cards just being better than spells in junior format, Call of the Haunted and Premature Burial feels like an exception. That's a specific effect that you want on a spell card.
normal summon a dude that doesn't crash with Gadgetron Dragon.
Sure.
We will declare Master
Koala
King, I'll take 1,000.
Man!
And we'll target Gadgetron Dragon.
Yeah.
Why are you also taking 1,000?
I just wanted to get a head start on it.
Okay, all right. Now we're going to attack it directly.
Sure.
Main phase 2, I'm going to set a
Truly
back
nobody
up.
respects
We'll go.
the
Harpy
Gores.
Queen.
Sounds good.
We'll grab Hunting Ground.
Incredible.
Wah. Hunting Ground.
Unmatched. Okay.
Gear Town.
Okay.
Galvatron.
Interesting that you're only running one of those. I'm sure that won't come back to bite you.
Oh, yep, that is really, really good. Now every Gear Town in MBT's deck is mostly dead.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's go.
Oh,
to
we're
the
gonna
battle
ask
phase.
this. Okay. All right, let's
Ass
go.
piss. Ass piss. All right, it's time to use my 200 boost to get over your gig.
I will take the 100 damage here.
Hilarious. Doesn't even go for direct attack because you can't leave Master Gig on the
Thank you.
field.
All right, draw for turn. That's an interesting one. Now the inconvenient truth here is that guy's just gonna kill all my shit.
He's crazy. This card is not making it out of this episode, by the way. This guy's so
no.
dead. He is.
He is 2,500 attack, Jinzo number 7, who is also a reptile.
Oh,
Done.
well, all right. What am I gonna do here? Let's normal summon Old Faithful, Blue Eyes White
Damn,
Dragon.
that's super cool.
Yeah, incredible, totally novel. Let's
I'll
attack
take
it.
3 and you'll take 8.
Main phase.
What is the yes we know there? Is this Earthbound Immortal need to be like in defense mode? Let's look that up real quick. Oh, right. You cannot. Yes, you cannot attack the Earthbounds. MBT only took 300 because there's a field spell up on the field, and whenever I say the Earthbound Immortals are a reptile, I mean specifically that one that left the field.
Your go?
It's okay. I
Oh,
too
that's a
am
nice one.
sleepwalking.
I will normal Dark Simorg.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, that's fine.
I'll just go to combat here, I guess.
I will take 3,000.
Just 29.
Oh, it's just 29. Oh, it only gains 200. That makes my life a lot easier.
When I say it's a reptile, I'm comparing it to the attribute reptiles and the effects they have.
Because White Knight Dragon has 3,000 attack points.
That
Let's
does.
go to battle and attack. Main phase 2. I will set a mysterious back row and pass the
Big
turn.
guy meets
Alright,
slightly bigger
stand by
guy.
me.
So RJ has all the graveyard revival that he's ever gonna need.
I'm going to activate premature
And electric virus is very bad for RJ here.
burial.
Mhm.
We're going to target the Harpy Queen.
That is perfectly fine.
I will trigger Harpy's Hunting Ground.
Okay, targeting.
We'll get the new one.
What are the chances that you have a just gigantic dude?
MBT doesn't have a gigantic dude. You have a gigantic dude.
Fairly high, like a very high likelihood.
Just activate.
No, draw
threatening.
locking you is kind of fun. I'm going to Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, and I will target Hunting Ground.
Okay.
That is
do
the
not have
end
a
of the
very large
game.
dude.
Okay.
But you do.
Oh, fuck! Damn it! Oh! Oh!
Electric virus.
I'm going to try for it. Wow.
It's the one trap per game.
I
RJ
knew
couldn't do
that.
anything there.
I should have been prepared for that card. Of course, Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, importantly, does jack all against White Knight Dragon. So I had Call of the Haunted. I was like, I'm going to be cute. I'm going to draw lock you. It did not occur to me that you were just going to steal my dude and attack me directly for game. White Knight Dragon.
Always Z's disposable underwear absorbs as much as 5
Thank you for the underwear ad.
Negates cards that target it. So I would not have been able to Wing Blast it. I would have survived if I had Wing Blasted the Harpy Queen, and Prime Material Dragon probably would have accomplished something. But yeah, overall, I kind of threw that game, didn't I? Would you like to go for a game 3?
Oh, absolutely. 1 million.
All right, let's do it.
That lasted like 15 minutes. We have to go for game 3, right? We didn't even see fucking Red MD hit the field.
All right, I'm.
Okay, we are at 25-27. I want to take a look at these decks really quick. So RJ may just not be playing quite enough monsters for this, but also he might have just gotten unlucky and just straight up not drawn enough monsters.
But
Absolutely.
I'm also going to go second again here.
Yeah, sounds about right. Good luck
This deck
to ya.
has such a cool combo in it, and I just have not seen. Oh, this is a pretty good hand. Okay.
This is a hand and a half. Okay. All right, we're gonna activate Gear Town, set a card,
Okay.
and then normal summon Dark Simorg.
Yeah, that's,
that's okay.
everything you could
That seems pretty
ever.
alright.
That's pretty
Let's
much
draw the turn.
everything you could ever need, right?
Oh, this it's just too juicy. I am going to take the Heavy Storm here.
Why would you do that?
That's yep. That is what you
Get
needed to do.
float! Yeah.
Okay, it's Icarus attack.
It's a pretty nice one to hit. Not gonna
I was gonna
lie.
pop my own guy.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm
we're-
gonna normal summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal.
Yes!
Oh, come on.
Yes! He's here! Alright, what have you got?
And I am going to declare its effect, special summoning a Dark Horus from my hand. We're going to go to battle. I am going to attack Dark
You can
Simorgh
just
with Red
spam
MD.
the field with
take
these
100.
dragons.
I will crash the Gadgetron with Horus. Main phase 2, so set a back row, pass turn.
I mean, look at this fucking hand now. Look at, like, this hand is a fucking disaster now that Joseph has gone through the field spell and the Gadgetron dragon. This hand is garbage.
Not ideal.
Off a turn. Okay, now there's like a 2,000% chance that what you have face down is a Torrential Tribute, right?
It could be anything.
No, not even a little bit.
Okay, well, we're just going to preclude that possibility with Future Fusion.
Oh, thank God.
All
It's
right.
Dust Tornado.
Oh, okay, that's thank God you say.
I mean, like, that is... So, if RJ has 2 monsters, this is the end of the game, because he has 1 normal and he has Red MD's effect.
I will use Red MD. We're going to special summon Dark Horus again.
Yeah. Taking
and
58 here.
Get in for a, yeah, not insignificant amount of damage. Main phase 2, I'll set a back row, and it's your go.
All right, stand by main.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
I'm gonna set one. We will
Completely just
normal,
boned.
Uru.
Okay.
I will trigger the effect of Uru. And back to you.
Okay, all right. Actually, I mean, I should have done this during the end phase, but whatever. We will Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. We'll discard the White Knight Dragon. targeting
Sure.
the back row. All right, let's get.
Yeah,
let's-
Joseph
let's
is just
get,
getting
yeah, okay,
pulverized.
there we go.
Just.
Something!
Well, that is the way it goes sometimes. These, RJ didn't get a chance to win this episode, but also these were deeply, deeply sacky games. MBT drew the Nuts games 1 and 2, just did not have enough resources to keep the Earthbound Immortals active game 3.
Okay, well, this was an extremely informative experience.
We learned a lot here today for sure.
We definitely did. Number 1, play around your opponent's outs, folks. If you know that they're siding a card, play around it. Don't just summon a dude into free attacks for game.
If you're playing dragons or machines, you gotta have a plan for Electric Virus or you're gonna lose games 2 and 3.
Yeah, the other one, fuck the Earthbound Immortals. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say that now. I have an idea about them. I think we should limit every single one of them for funsies.
It's fun.
It has
but
a
I'm gonna
nice
be honest
flavor
with
to
you.
it.
They are still really broken at 1 apiece. There's like 5 of them. You could just play 5. I will say
That's
I'm
fair.
down to limit all of them, with the exceptions of the 2 that I'm playing. I think that Uru and Aspis are so beyond the pale.
So
These 2 are crazy. Aspis was part of an FTK constructed in 2021. Like,
Yep.
the card's crazy. Uru,
Hamilton, Earthbound Immortals is saying
a
goodbye.
little less good, but it does brain control, which is horrifying in this format.
Yeah, y'all saw what Electric Virus did against my deck exactly. Imagine a 3,000 dude that does that all on his lonesome. Yeah, I'm down to ban both of those.
Give me a sec to check the other ones and make sure there's no other
I thought they meant they were keeping at 3. Are you fucking kidding me?
crazy ones. Okay, so Wikaria Rasa is fine.
In fact, screw it. Let's leave Wiriko Jaraska at 3. If you can break this card, you fucking deserve the dub.
This is the Chameleon.
Oh, yeah, the Chameleon is
no,
a little bit. Is
no.
a little.
All right. Destroy. I've never seen this card in my life. That's just Black Rose Dragon that can attack directly.
Okay, Kakariyua, Alapisu, Uru, to hell. Everyone,
Get the hell out of here.
Wikaria
Okay.
Rasa to 3. You can have every Wikaria Rasa in the world.
Every single one you could possibly want is all yours. I am also going to throw the community a bone here. There's a card that we haven't seen properly abused, and I was going to run the version of it the deck that abuses it the most, but genuinely just nobody wants to see that on video. So the next card I am going to add to the FNL list is I am going to limit Ubel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was fun and cool, and I think that it was. But since our episode, they've run some tournaments, and consensus is it fucking sucks to play against. It is atrocious.
Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all
All right, they are gone.
The audience are on Twitter who may have seen this. There was an Exodia deck with Triple U Bell that was unbeatable.
You got your day in the sun, Aslion. Here it is, you fucking monster.
It was literally like
I tried so hard to beat this deck, chat. I tried my very best.
8-0 at the end of the day. So we're gonna limit you, Bell. I think you can have one. That's fine. If you want to try and build around the big guys, go for it. So there's one other deck that I chose not to run today that
Not limiting Sangan is a poor choice. I would argue that limiting Sangan is more important than limiting Yubel.
shocked and appalled that you did not run, Joseph. A deck that may or may not teach fish to synchro summon.
Oh, man. we're actually gonna hit Coelacanth.
I have the most comedy hit to it.
All right, what do you got on the table?
I already know whatever is going to come out of RJ's mouth is going to be mad. Hamilton, I am fine with no Sangan lit. That's limit. That's fine, Hamilton. You're just incorrect.
We could limit or ban Oystermeister. The only good non-tuner they have.
Correct.
Limit or ban Oystermeister. The only good non-tuner they have.
Correct. If you want to play Metabo Shark, you are allowed. I think we should let's ban Oystermeister.
Ban Oystermeister? Okay, let's do it. If you want to run Fish FTK, you gotta find a better tuner than Oystermeister. The ball's in your court, community.
And as someone who has spent a lot of time looking at the Edison format card pool, I can guarantee you there is not a second good non-tuner fish. I guess we should have the discussion about Geartown. I wanted
It's
to play
fine. It's fine.
deck that did the most with it. Like 3 copies of Terraforming and 3 copies of Hunting Ground isn't that big of a deal because Terraforming and Geartown can't be activated the same turn. Geartown's great as like Heavy Storm insurance, but Heavy Storm's at 1 anyway. The thing that kind of breaks the whole deal for me, and I can't believe I'm about to be in a second series where this card could potentially be hit, is Harpy Queen. The ability to have a monster that searches a field spell that is that's decent, I think really makes Geartown a little more suspect. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Harpy Queen. The legendary Fisherman guy is good too, but I don't know how you're feeling about the Galgatron Splash at this moment.
My opinion on the Gadgetron Splash has really been,
This is a really suspect
I
take.
think that limiting Gadgetron is a good move because I don't like it as a guy that you can both tribute summon and a special summon from the deck and graveyard. I recognize that a lot of the decks that run him only run him at 1 right now, but I do think
only
that's
playing
the
a 1.
correct way to treat this card.
Okay, I'm in. I mean, for what it's worth, I did have to devote 6 main deck slots to alt field spells, and then 3 to the Geartown, and then 1 to the Galgatron, and I did draw it 2 games out of 3. In terms of just big assholes, we probably got a nip in the bud. Master Gig is so crazy. He is just out of this world strong.
That is correct.
Master Gig is really ridiculously strong, and he has a genuinely cool analog in the format in Master Endymion.
Yeah.
So I am 100% willing to ban Master Gig just to force people to run the more interesting cards in this format. There is one more card I think we may want to discuss before it really truly comes up.
Mhm.
Dark Strike Fighter.
This is the most important. This is the most important ban. If they don't ban this, this format's gonna be a fucking disaster.
We cannot let the format where we're normal summoning 8-star monsters include this card.
Yep.
No, this guy's got to go.
All right, let's get him out of here. I'm all for it. I don't want to have Hanewada in my side deck anymore.
Do we want to hit anything in your deck? Because
That's a fair question. We haven't really gotten to talk about the fact that this deck can run 4 copies of Heavy Storm, something that didn't come up with our match because there was no good application for the combination of Vice Dragon and Wingbeat, but it really does have the ability to cheat out a million monsters. I'm genuinely in favor, and I know this has been a meme about our format from the beginning, that we're just going to hit all the 3,000 attack point dudes. I am genuinely in favor of limiting Blue Eyes Dark Horus and White Knight Dragon. I love Red MD. I think it's a cool card.
Red
and
MD is
without
the
access
worst
to
of all of them.
3,000 dudes,
You are going to. This is the Hauka Fibrax of our series. You're going to be like, no, we got to ban every dragon.
See, Red MD is an interesting card. Nobody wants to see me normal summon Blue Eyes in the next episode.
No, you're kidding me, dog. If you normal Blue Eyes and then you summon the Red MD, you could just keep specialing the Blue Eyes.
Dog, be cool. Be cool.
We got to do something about Red Eyes Darkness Metal.
Yes.
Fine, we can limit Red MD.
Even if he was just a special summon 28, he'd be a problem.
Fine, yeah. Okay, be the responsible one in this series.
So 2 cards that I think the power level of the format has just
Did they say limit or ban Red MD?
kind of a summon 28, he'd be a problem.
Fine, we can limit Red MD.
We got to do something about Red Eyes Darkness Metal.
Fine, we can limit Red MD.
Okay, Red MD is going to 1.
Even if he was just a special summon 28, he'd be a problem.
Fine,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, be the responsible
I don't know if this is responsible, but it is fun.
one in this series.
So 2 cards that I think the power level of the format has just kind of eclipsed is Spear Cretin. That was a really cool card to have on the list, but
We have Master Gig. You can normal summon a dude that we don't have Master Gig anymore,
we
but
don't,
we have analogs to Master Gig that you can normal summon and take the guy out. That card is so power crept in this format.
how do you feel about Guardian Sphinx?
You know what? If you can break Guardian Sphinx, I encourage you to. Can we bring it back to 3?
I think we can. What's it at now?
Yeah, let's bring it. It's at 0, I think.
We haven't banned.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit's been banned since 2003.
that's all for you, Golden Nova. It's really funny. I came into this episode thinking I was going to advocate for bringing Dust Tornado up to 2 or 3. I actually, watching us play, I can't do that.
Correct! You cannot do that because Dust Tornado cheats the set rule. If it was just a card that was like, it was just MST but in trap format, that would be fine. But the fact that you are able to get ahead of your opponent in tempo is a really big problem.
No.
Because being able, if you have the tempo lead, being able to
This was a this was a mistake that Dazif made, and I was happy to advocate for putting Dust Tornado back to 1 whenever I was on the show.
stop your opponent from stopping your plays is just far too crazy.
That's incredible. Could we take the Sinister Serpent off? Does that do something?
Let's bring him back. I don't know.
Come on. I can't. I did not come in second place with my serpent discard pile just for y'all to show me this disrespect.
What it's going to do, but I look forward to seeing it.
Ideally, it will create some sort of deck that sets him every turn. That's what I want.
Or like in 2012, we'll get a Mermail deck that summons Fail Whale like 3 times.
Yeah.
In a duel, and then loses because Fail Whale doesn't do anything.
As soon as we get Xyz, this whole format's done. It's over.
For sure.
The only thing preventing us from synchro summoning is you have to play tuners, and they never printed one with 3,000 attack. Well, I feel pretty confident about those bans.
No! I fucking don't! Okay, so what do we actually have? We have, Sangan not limited. We have, Sinister Serpent at 3 copies. We, otherwise it was, like, a good ban list, but, like, no Blackwing. Shut the fuck up, Hamilton. Blackwings are fine. God. I think Sangan is gonna be a problem, and I think we're gonna come to regret, the
we played them a little
Serpent.
fast and loose this time, but there's still a lot that I think is on the list of cards I am extremely scared about.
For sure. There are a lot of cards that were in my list of things to look out for that are still very much looking out for. For instance, Archlord Christia is a card we have yet to see normal summoned in this series, but
like in
is
my board.
absolutely capable of doing.
I am interested to see what our tubers are able to come up with. And if you want to see anyone specific, let us know in the comments, and we will ignore them. We are not reading your comments. We are far beyond the point of user input.
And that's the show, folks. Bye.
Cool. Well, yeah, they didn't hit Christia. This is gonna be an interesting one. Has anybody posted the ban list in the Discord? Nope, once again, it falls to me. Oh my god. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna take this this quick second. Oh, did Lyric already update it? If Lyric updated it, I still want to post the updates in the ban list Discord server. It's because like it's good to have just like all the updates in one place. The website is not updated. That is an Ancient Gear Golem, no Galget. Oh, this is banned. Hold on. Ancient Gear. Yes, Ancient Gear Galgetron Dragon is now limited, and it's not showing up here. Woo! Well, that was certainly an episode that existed. This ban list is very, very suspect. It seems super likely that I'm just going to be playing the exact same deck that you know, I really want to pull this up. Okay. Tournament archives. This is why I'm concerned about unlimiting Sinister Serpent. This deck I played came in second place in SJC, and what it essentially does is get back to square one Phoenix Wing Windblast and Raigeki Break, and then just continuously control every aspect of your opponent's game plan while never losing advantage because of Sinister Serpent. This deck was also playing a U-Bell package, but that was not the most important part of it. It was very easy to side out. In many duels, I just straight up sided out the entire U-Bell package for the entire Bungus package. And the other things that I'm doing is keeping Malicious and Plague Spreader and also a Whitestone is like additional things that I can get some advantage off of by discarding. I think there are too many strong discard things in the format, and I think that there are too many searchers in the format, and the ban list did not address either of those things. So we are gonna see how things go. Let's take a look. Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at someone's list as well to see how see if that one is also going to be very annoying. So like triple Mirage of Nightmare with Sinister Serpent is quite comical. I don't know if you go the whole way and actually run 3 Sinister Serpent, but at the very least you can run 2 and just get a ridiculous amount of advantage off of it. Yeah, I don't trust this ban list, but I guess we will see how it goes. What are the comments saying? Over some expectedly broken cards. I agree. I think that intro was a good choice. I like that RJ just took a second to check in on with the format. Beyond that, it doesn't really. Okay, so Prime Material can negate the activation of a card that would destroy a monster on the field. Destruction part of Call of the Haunted is an effect, so it cannot be negated with Prime Material Dragon. So RJ did cheat in that game, but it didn't end up mattering. Phoenix Wing Windblast is the strongest card in the format. I'm not afraid of Prime Material Dragon. Yeah. I think I am going to end it there, then, y'all. Thank you for joining me for today's stream, and I will see y'all in the Discord.